We are recording and the audio is good.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another amazing episode. I have a very special guest with me. I'll let her introduce herself. Because the last time we talked, first of all, she showed up. She always shows up with that extra excitement or extra.
What?
Extra what?
I'm just positive vibe.
Extra things.
I'm
Today you
just
showed up
positive
with
vibes.
some morning after pills, holding the box like this, and then she's pretending that they're not.
He wishes. Anyway, guys,
Yeah.
my name is Martin Alexi, but you can call me Cameroonian Princess.
Yeah.
I am a graduate of Peace and Conflict Resolution. So I've worked in resettlement department. I've worked with refugees. I've worked with NGOs, and my specialty is resettlement, which is to take refugees from a host country to another country abroad where they get citizenship of that country, and like they get everything from that. They practically become, let's say if you're Kenyan and you're taken to Canada, you practically become Canadian, so you don't have to worry about where you came from or what's going on. And I also do content creating. I'm a makeup artist. I've worked with a couple of people. I'm a fitness model and a commercial model. I love fitness. I love working out. So when it came to the point where I had to actually shoot a fitness shoot, I was super excited. So yeah, that's basically me.
That's a good summary of a lot of things that you do. So let's get right into it.
Yeah.
I'll start with the first obvious one.
Yeah.
You know which obvious one? The first question I asked you today was,
What happened to my eye?
are you still with your abusive boyfriend?
No, I'm not.
You left him?
Yes, I did,
So
like 2 years ago.
So what happened to your eye?
I hurt myself.
You see, that's what all the victims say.
Oh my
So
gosh,
it's not
I'm
somebody who
definitely
did.
not a victim of domestic violence. No, nobody hit me at the moment, no.
Oh wow! At the moment,
Yeah, because I was in an abusive relationship before. So
Yeah, we'll
that's
talk
how
about
you
that.
know about that. But no, I'm okay.
so nobody touched you
Nobody
today,
touched me, yeah.
Just
I'm
fell
perfect.
with your eye like this.
I didn't fall with my eye. I
Uh-huh.
knocked my eye, and I didn't realize that I had like a blood stain. So my friend was like, "What happened to your eye?" I was like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "There's something in your eye." So I checked. I was like, "Okay." So I
Okay.
got something for it.
Okay, let's save that for the love segment. Let's start with. Are you Kenyan born and raised?
No, I'm Cameroonian,
Yeah.
born and raised, but I live in Kenya, and I've been in Kenya for, we can actually say 10 years. Like,
10.
I'm literally Kenyan because I can speak Kiswahili, although I wouldn't be able to write it really well. But I can speak Kiswahili. Half of my family is Kenyan, so I'm basically half Kenyan, half Cameroonian. But I was born in Cameroon.
What do they speak in Cameroon? French?
French and English. It's a bilingual country, so it's a bit divided because there's a side that speaks proper English and there's another side that speaks French completely.
Was it hard for you to transition, especially coming in, like when you're 10 years old and
It was horrible.
It was horrible?
Bad. It was so bad. Like,
yeah, what happened?
I couldn't speak English at all. The only English that I knew was my name is.
That's it.
Yeah, that is it. And that was the one that we were taught in school. So, in English, I was crap. It was really bad. So, what my parents had to do, I literally had to be taken to a French school, study in French, and then from there now learn a bit of English. And that's how I now became good at speaking
Now
English.
that's in Kenya.
Yeah, that is in Kenya. But I
French
didn't
school?
know. Yeah.
Where?
Next to Yaya Center, it's called Lycée Denis Diderot. That's why I was in high school.
Liste?
Lycée Denis Diderot.
Yeah, I had forgotten that, It's always sound is it Lingala or what?
It's just French.
Lingala and French sound the same, right?
No,
I
Lingala
wrong?
is like a whole language on its own.
But that's from Cameroon, right?
No,
It's
Lingala
not?
is from Congo.
Oh, my apologies, guys. I can't keep track with all these, pronunciations of words and everything. So yeah, the transition and just in school. Your experience being in school in Kenya, was it nice? Being a foreigner, or was it a bit hard adjusting? Because you are in that teen stage, right?
Yeah.
Like as a teenager.
I think in the beginning it was really difficult for me because I was coming from a country. Okay, I wouldn't say my country is not civilized, but it's not as
Whoa.
modern as Kenya is. So I was in a school with French kids, white kids, people from everywhere. So I had to adjust. Literally, like I had to. It's like you're coming from the village. Sorry to say, to a whole new world. So I had to adjust to that life. I had to even in school. Like it was at first it was difficult for me to make friends because we didn't have anything in common, and even although we could speak the same language, it was like we were just totally different. So at the beginning, it was a bit hard. I even got bullied at some point, but eventually I got a hang of it, and I kind of became like one of those cool
You became
girls.
the bully. They built the bully.
Nah, I became a cool girl, not a bully. A cool girl.
But yeah, now I think just that adjustment from childhood to adulthood, what made you decide to go with, you said, is it called what you studied in school?
Oh, peace and conflict resolution.
Yeah, what made you like go into that? And is that what you wanted, or is that what your parents wanted? Because we have those parents who are like, want you to be a doctor, I want you to be a lawyer.
Personally, for me, it wasn't. I didn't just wake up and decided that I wanted to do peace and conflict.
Okay.
I literally took a school leaflet and I checked the courses and I was like, oh, this sounds interesting. So I'm going to do this. And that's how I did peace and conflict. But eventually, while doing it, I fell in love with it. It was literally everything I wanted to do. Helping people, seeing the world for what it really is, not sugarcoating things. Peace and conflict makes you realize that we live in a world where people are suffering.
We're
People
actually
are going
privileged
through
with
things.
what
We are privileged. We have a lot. Like you having a passport and being able to travel is a huge privilege. So I fell in love with the course, and everything just fell into place. When I finished university, I was able to get an internship at HRTK, which is Highest Refugee Trust of Kenya. And it really propelled me. Because of that, I was able to do some trainings with UNHCR, DRC, like all these organizations that are working close with refugees and people in need.
What are some of the cases maybe, like actually really moved you? Because now you're dealing with like actual families, real situations and stuff. And you can talk about it, right?
I won't give details.
Oh,
I
yeah,
won't
you
give
can.
names
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah.
But some of the cases that really moved me were children that were used as soldiers in Congo.
Yeah.
So you would see someone coming and you want to help the child, but you find out that the child has been through so much trauma that he's not even a child anymore. Yes, it's a child, let's say
But yeah.
he's 13 years old, but what the child has been through is crazy. It's really crazy. Like, for example, I had some clients coming in and they will tell you like, oh, this is what my brother did to me, this is what my cousin did to me, this is what my dad did to me, just because I'm from this part of the country. Let's give an example of Congo. There was some kind of rift between, there's this tribe called the Banyamulenge. They are not really Congolese, believe that they were not Congolese, they were from Rwanda. So they didn't understand why they had to be in their country. So that's a tribe that has been really, really attacked by rebels, the government, everybody. So a lot of those people had to run away and flee to places like Kenya to find refuge. And you can imagine you going through all that and coming to a new country. The UN helps you to find a place to stay. They give you something to live on to. That's like livelihood for a while when you're a priority case, but eventually you have to do stuff for yourself. So you come, you're put in a place like Kitengela, and then after a while, the people of Kitengela start saying, "Why unafanya nini hapa? You're not Kenyan. What are you doing here? Why are you opening your business here?" They come and they bully you, and like as soon as the police comes, they don't care that you're a refugee or that you have your documents. They would treat you
Yeah.
the way as you would treat a foreigner, like you're not welcome here. So a lot of refugees, from the trauma of coming from a war zone
And still here
and
trying
still
a
here
hard
trying,
problem when they're just being helped
they're
out.
just vulnerable. It's just crazy.
Okay, interesting. And now, is this something you think that, you just want to do for the rest of your time period? Because it sounds
Definitely.
like it gives you fulfillment.
It does. It definitely. You can't imagine when you are at the office and then someone comes and tells you, "Oh my God, they've called me for my interview. Uh, I'm going with my whole family," and people wait for years for just that one interview. So it's like you've done something. You've done your part. Although it's a job, it's also a passion, and you've seen someone prosper. Yeah, it's a very good thing. I would love to do that again. I've applied for a couple of jobs.
You finished the internship
Yeah, I
or the
finished
job?
my internship. Then I got it was like a after finishing the internship, they gave me a space, like I had a job. But we got to a point where resettlement became a bit tricky because Trump said he didn't want
Oh, yeah.
immigrants in his country anymore, and USA was one of the
Is
countries
that a policy that's been passed?
it wasn't passed, but
Oh,
it was
is
like
a-
it's a 50-50. Like, okay, if he says he doesn't want immigrants in his country at the moment, where are we taking the immigrants? Because we have a lot of refugees. Where do we take them? Because Canada can't take everybody.
Yeah.
Australia can't take everybody. England can't take everybody. USA is one of the countries that take a lot of people. So we got stuck. So already there was lack of funding.
Yeah, and I heard it affected people's jobs as well, right?
It did. A lot of us were let go of.
You were fired?
I wasn't
Or
really
laid
fired,
off?
but yeah, I was laid off because it was like, although you're here, we can no longer afford to pay you, and it's like, what are you doing? So I had to just go and leave.
You don't have to be sad. Okay, yeah, you should
I'm not
be.
sad about it.
But it's the way you're saying it, like,
No, that's
they had
just
to.
like I'm trying.
And I was
not
talking
easy.
about with a psychiatrist about, people getting laid off. When did this happen?
Let's say about a year ago.
Oh, yeah, because we were talking about, like, over the past 2 years, like, there've been so many crazy things happening, even with just local companies. In either laying people off or taking pay cuts. Yeah, and you can only imagine, like, if you have loans, you took that mortgage, that brand new Benzo.
And that's it. They just tell you, and you can imagine this is all the way in USA, and it's affecting you here in Africa
and families
in
as
Kenya.
well. Like,
Exactly. So now it gets to a point where you're like, what do I do next? What should I do? How do I go about this? Even you're applying for jobs, you're not getting feedback.
Is it hard to get like a job with that specific?
It's very hard,
right
especially
now?
when it comes to. Personally, for me, I've always wanted to work in the UN. In UNHCR, anything concerning refugees, I've always wanted to work there. So I found myself applying to a couple of jobs, and it's hard. It's difficult to get in. So yeah, we are still hoping for the best, but it's really difficult.
Not one of those jobs you can sleep with someone and get the job.
No. First of all, they have like at least 6 HR. So even if you hook up with one person,
You hook up with all of them.
Exactly. And do we really want to get jobs using those
True.
means? Nah, we do not.
Yeah. So what's the alternative as you wait for your next
The-
step and everything?
The alternative is to just keep getting knowledge about what you would like to do. Internship is the way to go. Volunteer for jobs. Even if they're not gonna pay you, just be there to have hands on the ground, and for
Network,
you to
I'm
learn.
guessing as well.
Yeah, exactly, because if you do well in one place, there's a high possibility that somebody will recommend you. Just make relationships, meet people, basically that's it. But I can't tell you like, oh, you're gonna wake up today, apply for a job, and then tomorrow you're gonna get it. Like, it
tricky.
doesn't work like that. It
And
really doesn't.
Your parents are in the country, right?
Yes, they are.
And how supportive are they, like, especially like in this period?
My mom,
Mhm.
she's very hands-on. We have a restaurant. It's called the Mana 540. So
Mhm.
my mom is very hands-on. She meets a lot of people.
Mm.
So through those people, she's like, okay, my daughter is actually looking for something
Mm.
to do. Do you have an internship? Do you have something you could offer her? So that's how my mom has been able to help me, and my dad has been able to support me financially with school fees and basically everything that I need. Because let's be honest, if you don't have a job in this economy, it's very difficult for you to be able to stand. There's a lot
It's
of
hard.
stress.
It's
There
hard.
is a lot of stress.
Oh.
You have to think of, okay, personally I don't think about where I'm gonna eat. Like I said, we have a restaurant and we have food in our
At
house
least
every
food is
day.
guaranteed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like you can imagine, you want to go somewhere, you don't have that luxury because you don't have that money to spend.
Yeah.
So
And especially like Nairobi, you actually kind of like just need. It's the one city where you actually need money
you do.
to do anything. You just need money. Yeah.
You do. So my parents have been very, very supportive. The
Mhm.
only thing I would say is that they're not really into my other hobbies.
Let's talk about them, because that's where we are heading to. Because now, like, uh, most like old school parents don't understand this like new social media era
At
and everything,
all.
right?
At all. My
Yeah.
mom was like, or even though you have like 500,000 followers on Instagram, are they
Yeah.
gonna be able to put food on your table? And I'm like, yeah, but she's
Mhm,
like, what do you
mhm.
mean? How would they do that? It doesn't work like that. Go to school, do this. So when it comes to that department, I would say
Yeah.
my mom is pretty old school. Mom, if you're watching this, sorry. She's pretty old school, and she's not open to that.
Mm. So let's talk about the other stuff that you do online now, as you're still preparing yourself on the other side for like
Okay.
this other job. And yeah, so what do you do else? What else do you
So
do?
I talked about content creating.
Yeah.
You've seen my Instagram.
Mhm.
I make videos.
Yeah.
I use products of brands that I would want to call me and approach me and say, hey, what's up? Let's do
Mhm.
a collaboration.
So you buy the product, you do like something
Yes,
with
I
it.
buy the product, I content create with the product, I tag the brands and everything.
You're getting money to do this, and you just said you don't have a job.
Like I say,
I see a lot of products on you.
okay,
Do
before
you have a rich boyfriend?
yeah.
We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there. Okay.
Before, when
Yeah.
I started with my content creating, when you're talking about brands, yes, makeup is expensive, but it was a hobby for me, and I didn't mind spending money to get the products that I needed, because at the end of the
You
day,
still kind of.
I'm working,
Yeah.
I'm doing something with myself. So what I do, or what I used to do, is I would wait for someone that's coming from either UK or America, and I would just give them the money. And the person would bring it for me at the actual price. So when it comes here, somebody will be like, "Oh my gosh, you bought this palette for 6,000." No, I bought it for probably 3,000. But when it reached the market, the price shoot. The price shot, yeah. Is it short? Yeah. The price went all the way up. So when it comes to money, I would also say I'm a very big saver. I am lucky enough to have parents that support you, so you won't, you will never be stranded. So because of that, I've been able to save a lot, and I've also been able to just give myself those luxuries of buying products and buying stuff that will help me. Like I remember the first time I got a tripod, I got I got a lot of tech stuff to shoot my videos, ring light, and everybody was like, where did this one get the money to to buy these things? So I was like, you know what? You're buying them in Kenya. You're buying a ring light in Kenya for 18,000. I'm buying a ring light on Amazon for 6,000 shillings.
Yeah.
So it may seem like I'm spending a lot of money, but I'm going to the cheaper option that works for me,
Yeah.
and could be working for you too if you use the same option.
Yeah.
So yeah.
and you're looking at monetizing what you're doing
Yes.
later on. So it's just investing in what
Exactly.
your
You're
hobby is
investing
actually.
in yourself so that you can make some money out of it at the end of the day. Because you can imagine me trying to take a video and I have to struggle to see where I'm going to put my phone, and my lighting is not enough. And people these days are working, people are advancing. It's no longer the way we used to sit and say, oh, at least I have a tripod,
You
so
have
that
to
will work.
adapt with everything new that's coming out. You try and catch
Because
up.
you look at your videos and you look at other content creators'
Yep.
videos and you're like, yeah. By the way, I have to style up.
So you do makeup
Yes.
and
Content creating, and I also do fitness. I'm a
Mhm.
fitness model. If you've noticed, I'm always at the gym, like
yeah, always
99%
somebody
of
who
my
was
time.
asking, like, what kind of war are all these people training for? Because people are constantly now in the gym and everything.
I'm just a fitness lover, and when we're talking about fitness modeling, it just came as a hobby as well, because I love fitness, and I was approached and I was asked, would you like to model for my brand? And I was like, yeah, why not? And everything just came out perfectly. I was like, okay, this is another domain that I can venture into. Same as commercial modeling. For example, I've never believed that I was the particular size for modeling. When I talk about particular size, I mean like tall, skinny, long legs, flawless skin. I've always been a thick girl, thick. So commercial modeling is just also something fun. It's just a hobby for me. So if you feel like I represent your brand, and if you feel like you can use me to represent your brand, if it's anything to do with hair, clothes, rings, literally anything, that's me. I'm the person to call.
What kind of people inspire you in just the social media platform? Because of course social media has like a lot of people doing a lot of different things. But who are some of the people who just inspire you to take the direction that you do with, like, the different things that you do?
Okay, first of all, I would say you, because I see how hard you work. You're always content creating, you're always doing something. There's no day that I've seen you or I've met you and you're just enjoying. Even when you're at events, you are working. So I would say big up to that, because when I see
Thank
how
you.
hard you push,
Thank you. Yeah.
it pushes me to also do better. Another creative that I would say is Esther Korea. She's Kenyan, but she lives in USA. I think she's 23 or 22. Like, we're basically age mates, and she's done so much with her platform. She is engaged. She has gotten big collaborations. Like, she's working. She's inspiring me, because she's like my age. So if she can do it, why can't I? Of course, she has better opportunities in USA
Yeah, that's true,
than
actually. In
where I am.
Yeah.
But because of how hard she works, because
She makes
although
you
you
keep-
have the opportunity, it doesn't, like, something about content creating people don't get is that, yes, you can have brands approaching you, you can have people coming to you and telling you do this and do that and do that, but if you don't stand up and actually go and record it, how are you going to benefit the brand, or how are they going to benefit you? You actually have to put in that extra work, because at the end of the day, you need them more than they need you. So she's another person that inspires me. Someone else in the Kenyan market, I would say Nancy Moy. She started as a blogger, then she did some makeup, but now she's an entrepreneur. She's not just anyone. She's somebody that you would like to sit with and have a meeting, and she would tell you, okay, so this is my weight, take it or leave it, because she has built herself to that level that people now go to her and she doesn't come to you. So I really think that she's a dope lady. I don't think I have any guy that's inspiring me.
I'm glad I'm on that
Again.
list. I'm just saying.
I don't know of anyone else in the social media industry. I would say also Huda Monroe. I like the girl's hustle. Like, people have been so quick to judge her. So she has used that judgment to make money out of it.
Yeah.
So she's a boss. I wouldn't say the word B, that bad word.
You can say it on the podcast. You can actually say whatever you want.
Oh,
It's
she's
not
a
a
boss
s-
bitch.
Mm,
Yeah, she is. She has worked for her money, and she has shown people that your opinion about me doesn't matter because I'm still gonna get my coins. So whatever you do, just know that I'm getting my money, which is
yeah,
really really
yeah.
cool. Someone else.
Okay, and then as you're still thinking about that,
Yeah.
are there some people? Because like even on the social media platform, are there some
Yeah.
people that you've tried to reach out to and partner or collab with them, and they just didn't give you that good response? A lot of people say it's kind of hard to collab at times.
For me, I would say that now is when I'm looking at collaborations because people are actually coming to me for collaborations, like other makeup artists, other content creators are coming to me. So I haven't really approached because I'm one person that is scared of rejection. So I don't put myself in a place where somebody would ignore my
Yeah.
DM because I know it would piss me off. I'll be like,
You get
who do
emotional
you
when that
think you
happens.
are?
Oh yeah.
Like, I just sent you a message and everything. Most of the people that I have actually messaged have always replied to me. I will give an example of Yummy Mommy. She's pretty cool. She replies to DMs.
Shout outs to Yummy Mommy.
What else? Joy Candy. She's amazing. She's another person I look up to really, really much when it comes to social media and content creating. Yeah, so I haven't really gotten rejected yet. Maybe it's because I haven't actually gone to them and be like, yo, what's
I
up?
get rejection all the time.
And how do you handle it?
I mean, I got numb to it at first. I did. I had to because I'm the kind of person who approaches people.
Yeah.
I do that a lot. And even just with the podcast, I wouldn't have been able to do like my episodes if I wasn't approaching people. So
That
I'm
is
just
very
used to
true.
doing it, you reject, I go to the next, on to the next, on to the next.
On to the next one.
Yeah. It's just like dating, on to the next one. You say no, I'm like, on to the next.
But you're supposed to put more effort. If somebody says no, doesn't mean that.
No means no.
No,
in
no
this day and
means
age.
doesn't know.
Oh, what?
Okay, I would
say it again so that people can hear. No,
no
no doesn't mean no.
doesn't mean no sometimes. Sometimes. I would say for myself, I'll give an example. Or
Give
a
me an
guy
example.
hitting on you
Yeah.
and you like him. And you can see he likes you too. But because, I mean, it's just me, I'm not going to just go and be like, yeah, immediately. So at first
you're
I
the
would
people
say
who
no.
are making things really hard.
Yeah, because I need to
Okay.
see what you're all about. Because if a guy is hitting on me
Yeah.
and I say no and he goes, then I know he never really liked me. Because anyone that has ever hit on me
Yeah.
that I said no to and that really liked me was like, what's going on? Like, can we,
So you want when you
Let's
say
try
no, you
harder.
want somebody to keep
try
trying.
harder.
No, this is where it gets just too confusing. at
No,
times.
you need to try harder. I need to see your effort. I need to see that you're really into me. Imagine when I was in university, there's a guy that was hitting on me, and
Yeah.
honestly, he wasn't my type. So I was willing to just see what's going on, how it leads us. So eventually, I started liking him, but I was just like, no, just give me more time. Like, I was literally dragging it. I'm not proud of my actions. I don't do that anymore. I was in high school. I was in uni and I was a teenager.
Yeah.
But it got to a point where I realized that this guy was never interested in me like that. He liked me, yes, as a person. I mean, you're Cameroonian princess. You look like this.
Yeah.
You'll dress like this. I want to get to know you. I want to be with you.
I want to
But
smash.
as soon as I said no, he went to my friend. So I was like,
Now that's the homie now.
huh? Like,
I like that.
you never actually
Like you're
liked
wasting.
me.
No, it's like you're wasting my time.
No, it's not
At
about
times I do
wasting
that
your
as well because
time.
I mean, you see, that's why it's so confusing because you'll meet somebody else who'll be like, when I say no, I just don't want to be approached anymore.
Yeah.
And then now here we meet you, you'll be like, when I say
no,
no,
I want you to try
yeah.
harder.
So we don't. Are we supposed to walk around with a manual, or at least give us a manual on how to operate when dealing with a specific person?
That's the thing, though. I wouldn't be like,
Move on to your
No.
friend. I'm like, and did your friend say yes?
she was all over it.
Oh,
She was like, oh yes, finally.
oh God.
Like she had been waiting.
I'll tell you why, because maybe your friend was around you and then she's like...
She was.
She was?
She was around it because we were in university. It was those things.
Were you telling her about this guy's trying to hit on me?
She was an actual close friend, so she knew everything. So if
every
he
time
would
you're like...
come for lunch, he picks me, he takes her too, because there's no way that I'm gonna eat and she's gonna watch me eating. So
you
he would buy me
actually
stuff.
were taking her along.
We were very close. Okay,
wow.
That's another thing I'm gonna talk about later.
Yeah.
Friendship between girls. We were very, very close, so I didn't see the problem. If you come to me, you're a guy, you're hitting on me, and I'm going for I tell you, you tell me we go for lunch at Java. I'm in university. I don't want to spend my money in Java, but I'm gonna go anyway because you're taking me.
Yeah.
So I'm here with my friend. Am I gonna leave my friend behind and be like, yo, these guys? Because it's not even like a private lunch or whatever. It's not a date. If it was a date, I'd be like, okay, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
But it's just lunch from uni.
Yeah.
So we went. We just kept going, and it happened that at one of those lunch dates, he asked for her number, and she
when
gave
you
it
were
to him.
there?
I think
Or like
it was
they just
one
did
of
it
those.
like,
It was a low key thing because I didn't know. I didn't.
You just
know
type
it
on the
happened.
notes. You type it on the notes and then you say like, hey, look at this picture.
Yeah, hey, this
And
picture is nice.
Yeah.
All right, let me just
Let me
let me
airdrop
give
you.
you the number. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah,
okay,
let me
you
send
see
it to you on WhatsApp.
Yeah,
And then you're innocently just there like,
I didn't know. So
oh my.
that was my karma because obviously I didn't like the guy like that, and
Yeah.
I was just leading him on, and I was enjoying the perks.
Dragging
of,
him for lunch. Here you are.
Yeah, I was enjoying the perks of the lunching and everything, and she knew.
Oh, your friend knew.
She knew.
And she could see how much this guy is trying and putting effort, and you just keep
What?
playing like
He
him.
wasn't really trying. What did he try?
Come on.
Just because of common lunch, is that one trying? I beg.
Jeez.
Ah.
We'll get to to what guys are actually supposed to do to impress you.
Yes.
Okay. Or should we just talk about it anyway? Because we'll bounce on and forth and everything. So yeah.
For me, I wouldn't say that there's an actual code or an actual list of things that I want for you to do.
Because if you're saying no, there must be some things that you want this guy to do, so that you
okay,
can't
but
just
it's
say.
not a list. Like it's not something that is stuck. Like, oh, this has to happen for you to get me. I'm the type of person that notices energy, and if you have positive energy, and if your energy is pure, I'm gonna know. Because I meet a lot of guys that just wanna fuck, and it's unfortunate, but it's the truth.
What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that, but that's not what I'm looking for.
You wanna get married?
Definitely, but
In campus?
no, like I
see
want
what you're
something
talking
long
about?
term. I want something that's gonna bring fruits. It's gonna bear fruit. It's not just gonna be like
It's all good. Something that's gonna
bear fruit.
to what?
To something long
Marriage?
term. It doesn't have to be marriage, by the way.
Long term is marriage.
No,
What are we
long
talking
term
about?
is not marriage. When I was in university, I wasn't thinking about marriage. I was just thinking about a nice boyfriend that likes me, that will be there for me. I'll be there for him. We can do our assignments together, and that was all that I was thinking.
That nice guy came along, and what did you do?
He wasn't.
Dragged them along for lunches
Wasn't
and
my
everything.
type.
You see? You see? You have
Okay.
to decide what you want, because now,
I just want someone.
and I
that
can't
is
even blame
genuine.
that guy. But since we're just on this topic already, we'll bounce back and forth with everything that we're talking
Yeah,
about. But we're
yeah.
already in the love segment, so let's
Yeah.
just talk about it.
Yeah.
Because they do shape us
Yeah,
to what
they
we
do.
are, like
Yeah,
right
they
now.
do.
So you're talking about like girls and
Boys.
no. You say it's something to do
Oh,
with
girls
friendship.
and friendship. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Let's talk about that.
you'll find that some people, that some girls, no matter how genuine you are to them, if they want something you're having, they forget about the friendship. They forget about what you guys have been through. They forget about. So in my life, I've had a lot of. My mom told me something, and now I'm beginning to see it. I trust easy. So I've been a victim of a lot of girls that have taken advantage of me, and it got to a point where I had to just literally cut them off. Like, it's better we never talk again. It's better I never see you again, rather than me acting like I like you or you're my friend when I know deep down what you're capable to do for money, fame, and whatever it is that you gain from me. Because I'm just a regular girl. Like, I'm so regular. So when I see people, for example, the university thing, it wasn't about the guy.
Yeah.
Because girls can be naughty.
Mhm.
I, for example, can be very naughty.
Ooh.
So
Uh-huh.
when it comes to a guy, I would never like put a guy between my friendship with my friend, because I'm gonna be like, even if this one is acting funny, see, we're just gonna get another one. So
I know girls don't have those rules. That I know for sure.
so
Mhm.
we I didn't expect
Hard to
someone
actually, yeah.
to just go behind my back, and this is, you don't understand. Okay, you know the term healthy, what is it called, healthy competition.
Yeah.
We were in that kind of healthy competition, me and her. When it comes to grades, we both want to get A's.
Yeah, you elevate
we
each other.
we
and-
elevate each other. Like, if she's in the list of honors, I'm gonna be in the list of honors. My parents know her. She can come to my house. I can go to her house, and everything.
That's
and
the worst
everything.
betrayal, though.
So it was more me. I was even like, yo, you know what? Let's forget about this guy, because this guy is just there's gonna be more. Because
Yeah.
obviously she didn't actually like him. She just wanted what he was doing for me, because the relationship
shit.
didn't even last.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a matter of, he takes her here, he buys her this, he does this for her. Let me also have some of it.
Yeah.
And it's painful, because it's like, girl, shouldn't we look at other things? Shouldn't we focus on other?
Yeah.
And in fact, if she had come to me and be like, you know what, I wanna see what this nigga can do for me and everything, and I'd be like, okay, sure, because I don't like him like that. So go ahead and have him, because if I'm your friend,
Because you've had that conversation, right?
yeah, if I'm your friend and someone is buying for me something, I'm the type of person that would divide it into two. And half of it, you can ask any of my friends, they will tell you, half, I will have the other half.
Yeah, and the two of you should have shared the guy. Just give him, like,
It wasn't even about sharing, it was just the betrayal, because she didn't
it's
understand
your
that
friendship, like, yo.
Yeah,
Are you
it was
breaking
deep.
like a girl
So
code, or-
at some point in uni, it became something like, oh, Martin, she's jealous. She's jealous of me because I took her nigga. Sorry, can I
No,
say
you.
nigga?
Yes, you can say anything you
took
want
her
in this
nigga.
podcast. Yeah,
I took her mans and everything. I was like, no, it was never about that.
it's not that.
It was more of, this is someone that just came in our lives. We've been
and we
there.
talked about it.
I've
and
told
everything.
you everything, so you know how I feel and everything. So if she already knew, because we were close to the point she knew that I didn't like him like that.
Yeah.
So there was no point in being sneaky about the whole thing, So like, if she had told me like, oh, this is what's happening, this is what I wanted, they'd be like, okay, yeah, sure.
You guys should
I
have
don't
just
care
had
like
like a
that.
threesome or something.
God forbid.
And God forbid, now listen.
I'm not
Because
interested.
it's a sharing part. You see, as two friends,
Mhm.
since you're already doing it, you're having lunches together and all these things. Just smash the guy together and call it a day,
Yeah.
and drop him if that's a good nini. Like,
Yeah.
move on to the next.
Yeah.
Isn't that what girls are supposed to
That's
do?
what girls are supposed to do.
Yeah, that's
But
what
they
I'm
always
talking
think
about.
it's competition. Like, I want to have him first. If
Yeah.
I have him and she loses him, I get.
But that happens a lot, and I'm always telling guys, like, even for me, like, the way we've talked about that lunch thing. When I
Yeah.
invite somebody like for lunch and they say like, can I come with my friend?
Yeah.
As long as I'm in a position to be
pay.
able to pay,
I don't
I
mind.
would never say no. Because you know why? Because I'm always like, the friend is watching as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And
one
if your
thing I know
friend-
for sure,
If my
guarantee.
friend says that, oh, I
Yep.
don't like your boyfriend, or I
Yeah.
don't like the way this guy is
Yeah.
acting towards you, I'm gonna think twice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at him like, okay,
That's not where my story is going. You
Okay.
haven't heard where my story is going.
all right.
My story is
Uh,
the friend is always watching. So what you have to do is be extra nice that day. So that by the time they leave there, the friend is like, oh my, if she doesn't give this guy a chance, I'm going to give him a chance. If he dares looks at me in a certain way. So I'm always like, hey, are you guys okay? Do you need this? Do you need this? You make sure you're nice. And always make sure the friend is also on point. Like, hey, are you good? Good.
You're just
So
not-
that the friend is there and she's just like, oh my God, this guy is actually really
That's
nice.
definitely not what I was thinking.
That
about.
one night that you don't show up in the club or somewhere and I bump into her, you already know. You
It's about
already
to
know.
go down.
You already know what's gonna
It's
happen.
about to go down.
But yeah, so since we're already on the dating session, let's talk about like just love. Are you in a relationship right
I
now?
am in a relationship.
How's that going?
Um, I would say we've had our ups and downs, but so far so good. I've literally met someone that is more interested in my growth
Mm.
than in just me as a person. You get what I mean?
No, explain.
What I mean is, he wants me to win, so he's put me before himself.
Oh Lord, that's the most. That's the biggest mistake you're doing, my friend.
Mistake to who? Because that just makes me love him more.
You're kind of a selfish person. Now that I think about
Now
it,
that you think about it, yeah.
those are the things that make you happy when somebody puts their priorities aside and focus on you.
Not put your priorities aside. He's not putting his priorities aside. He has to
Yeah.
put himself as well because he has other responsibilities apart from me. What I'm trying to say is he supports me 100%, which is anything I would
How?
ask for.
How?
Financially,
Of course. Of course, but of course.
giving advice.
Mhm.
Like if I have a problem, because my life is not perfect, and I don't think anyone out here can say that their life is perfect.
Yeah.
So if I have a problem, I call him first. I'm like, babe, this is what's happening. What do I do? Be it at school, be it at home, be it with a friend, I will call him first and be like, this is what's happening. And he has always had my back. So I think the relationship is going really fine.
How long have you dated? Oh, you don't want to say the wrong date? Look at you. You're like,
It's not that I don't want to say the wrong date. I don't think it's important.
Okay,
But we've
hey.
dated for a while.
Okay, let's just keep it that way.
Yeah.
And then we have to talk about, because you mentioned, you don't mind talking about the abusive boyfriend, right?
No,
Do
I don't
you?
mind talking about my abusive boyfriend.
Yeah, how was
He's not
that
in my
experience?
life anymore.
Well, I remember when you're telling me that, I thought like you're actually joking. There's no way this is real.
Okay, I was young
Yeah.
and I met someone that was way older than me, and there are a lot of things that I did in that relationship that I would have done different now.
Hmm.
So it was a
Like
big
what
learning.
things? Let's talk about the things. you're talking-
I'm gonna.
Oh,
get
you're
to
getting
that,
there.
yeah.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
it was like a big learning experience for me. So I met this guy. He was perfect. He was really really nice, and yeah, I was in love, and I felt like he was in love too, but he was way older than me, and his ideologies were way different from mine. Like what he believed in, the part of the planet he was coming from, whatever his traditions were, and whatever how women were looked at.
You didn't want to cook and clean.
I did.
That's
No,
what. That's what
it
he had in
was-
mind, or what?
It wasn't even about the cooking and cleaning. Like
Not
if you teach
supposed
me
to.
something, I would learn. I'm someone that's always willing to learn. But if you wanna teach me forcefully, I'm gonna be like, excuse you, like who do you think you are? Like, sorry. So it was
You'll talk to your man like that.
no, I didn't say it out loud.
Oh, you're saying your thoughts. in
Yeah,
your head.
like I'll be like, hey, what's going on? So it was more of a, we come from different areas, and there's some things that he believes in, like a woman shouldn't talk to any other guy when she's in a relationship. Guys commenting on, you've seen how my Instagram
Yeah.
is. Imagine if you were dating me and you see like, how, if you have a problem with how people
I drop
comment
an,
on my pictures, the love hearts and everything, you're gonna be
forget the
mad.
love heart. What is it called?
This is the booty emoji.
Not the booty emoji. It's not the cucumber.
Oh
What
yes,
is
the
it called?
aubergine. It's called an aubergine.
Yes, exactly. I'll just be like, oh, that's hell in the house now.
I think you have something here.
The cake?
I think so.
That'll be cake.
They're just there. It's gone. It was the cake,
mm,
the white stuff. So
Okay.
not what you're thinking. So he felt like I
Too
wasn't
jealous,
listening. He was very jealous, very controlling. It doesn't want me to have male friends. It doesn't want guys to talk to me. Even if someone comments on my picture the wrong way, he would screenshot it and send it to me. It actually got to the point where we had to block each other on Instagram. Actually, on all social media
Was
platforms.
it just a headache for no reason?
It was just a headache for no reason. And maybe we're somewhere and his friend likes me, or his friend talks to me in a way that he
Yeah.
doesn't like. It's just a drama.
And that's his friend.
And that's his friend. But everything just came back to emotional abuse. There was I'm the type of, if you insult me, you hurt me. Chai. Like, imagine someone that you're in a relationship with calling you names, insulting you, telling you you're good for nothing, and this is somebody that's telling you, I love you, babe. I love you so much. But
the next
tomorrow,
minute,
he's angry about something. He's telling me, he's calling me names. So at first I didn't know it was bad, because now I wouldn't date anyone that would treat me that way.
Yeah.
But at that point I was like, oh, he's my everything. He's my baby.
Oh, he cares about me. That's why he's saying that.
Cares about me. He's trying to teach me. And it got to a point where he hit me. And I was like, oh, wow. But then he came and begged.
Wait, how did that escalate for him to get to a point where he hit you?
If I can remember correctly, there was a guy on my Instagram that just used to comment on all my pictures. And it got to a point where we started talking. Like, we started chatting.
Yeah.
So this person was friends with my friends in Kenya. It was like, oh, okay, this is also my friend. He's called this. Let's say he's called X. This is my friend called X. Oh, we actually have mutual friends. Oh my God, no. So we started chatting and everything. And because the person is not in the country, we were just talking. And one day, I think the person sent me a picture of themselves. So I was at a restaurant with my then boyfriend, and someone, I think he had a picture of a girl on his phone. And I was like, oh, who is that? You know, the way you can just be like, So he was like, oh, when we get to the house. So when we got to the house, I was like, oh, yeah, this is my sister, na. So I was like, okay, cool. She's really pretty and everything. So he's like, okay, let me also check your phone, you know? I was like, okay, sure, because really there was nothing for me to hide.
Yeah.
But he now saw the picture of the guy. So for him, it was like, why are you talking to this guy to the point where he's sending you a picture? Why are you? And so it was like, I'm entertaining him. So I was like, no, he's just a friend. We're just talking. Basically, me and the person were literally talking about cooler time, because I was so envious of the fact that he was in Canada. So I was like, oh my gosh, you're in Canada, what's going on? And now, you know, it's like fascinating for me. So at that point, my then ex-boyfriend slapped me. And I couldn't believe it. So at first I was in shock. And then it turned into something else, fighting, crying. I literally had to run away. So that was the first time that he hit me. And
is that a Kenyan guy?
No, he wasn't Kenyan. He was from a nice country.
Which one?
China? Of those nice ones.
China?
Those nice ones.
China, Mozambique, Brazil.
Wherever it's from.
Nigeria, perhaps.
I don't even know.
Oh, really?
Now we can't even know
really?
where it's
You don't
from.
know? It would help us. It would help us narrow down.
I don't even know where that
yes, you know.
person was from, but that was where it started.
Yeah.
And I remember that night going home and everybody's looking at me like, there's something wrong with this girl. But I'm just like, no, I'm okay.
Do you have marks like on your face or something?
No, at some point I had to get a bandage because he had twisted my arm. One of those things to make the arm feel better or something.
You said it was a slap. How did
yeah,
you get to like
it went from a slap to a fight.
Also, the two of you, why exchanging like?
Oh no, me, I don't have strength to start exchanging with somebody. At that point, I was being hit.
Oh, he's actually like beating you up.
Yeah, but I was rescued by his brother.
That's insane, man.
Yeah, so I got some injuries from that, and I had to have like a bandage on my arm and everything. So I remember my big sister asking me like, what happened to your hand? I'm like, oh, I fell down in the office. But it was because I didn't want my family to hate the person that I loved. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Because as soon as they found out what
It was-
had really happened
yeah.
to me, it would have been a
A
nope,
whole other story.
nope,
Yeah.
nope. So I was in a dilemma. So that happened, and the worst thing about his abuse was that he always told me that it was my fault.
Somehow twists this around to like your fault. You made me do this.
You made me do it. You're the
Yeah.
reason why I'm like this. You made me hit you. You made me slap you. You made me. So I blamed myself. I was like, okay,
For that?
yeah.
Jeez.
I told you I was young and I was dumb.
Yeah.
Young and dumb. So I did blame myself for it. The narrative he was giving me of me being the cause, I believed it, and I went with it.
Pure madness. And you see that's what takes me back to the question I asked you today.
Yeah.
What happened to your eye?
I hit my eye.
I'm asking again.
There's no need. I hit myself. If something
Really?
had happened to my eye,
Hmm.
I would tell you. This is
I need to talk to this boyfriend of yours. Bring him to the podcast.
my ex-boyfriend or my current boyfriend.
Current one.
Okay.
Who lets you fall down and just come with,
No, this has nothing to do with my relationship.
You're sure, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We can always do a second revisit of the podcast in case I hear of
Yeah,
anything.
no worries. Definitely.
Okay, so what do you believe in, just like the institution of marriage, or you just want it to be like a long-term thing and then you'll just take it from where it goes? Because like you have like, I've seen like you have like specific confusing priorities when it comes to relationships. So like somebody would like,
confusing
like I
priorities.
don't want to get married, but I want him to be around. I don't want this. I don't want to. Yeah.
For university, my end goal definitely was not marriage, because at that time that was the last thing on my mind.
Too
The
young,
thing
yeah.
on my mind was like party after party. So I never thought of, I think this nigga is gonna marry me or something. When it comes to marriage, I do believe in marriage. What I would say personally is that what I've seen through life, and I've seen married people, and I've seen what they've gone through and what it is to be married, I am a bit scared.
Right. It's crazy, yeah.
It is very crazy, it's scary, and it's the one for, okay, we're gonna share our lives, like we're gonna be together for the rest of our lives, because I don't believe in divorce. I don't.
You don't?
I don't
So
believe
it's
that
through
people.
thickness and hell.
It should be through thick and thin. So that's the thing. If I'm gonna get into it, it has to be with someone that I know that if we fall, we'll be able to get up. Not that we fall and we're still on the ground.
So do you see this with your current boyfriend?
Definitely, my current boyfriend he's my everything. I
So that's the
believe.
person you're going to spend the rest of your life with, right?
Definitely, definitely. For now, I can say that 100%, because where we are at,
In a special place.
we're in a good place, and we're in a special place. Like I said, this is someone that has really helped me, not just financially, but emotionally, and just he uplifts me. And as a woman, once you find a man that puts you in front and takes care of you and is there for you and has not shown you that he's not willing to be there for you or anything like that, I think that's where I am at now. So we're like, we're going with it.
Finance is very important to you.
Finances are definitely important.
You've
to
mentioned
me.
it a couple of
They're
times.
definitely
Takes care of me.
important to me.
Yeah.
They're definitely important to me
You're not
because
dating no broke nigga. Is that what you're saying?
Eh,
Or someone who has potential. Somebody tells you like, yo, I'm not good right now, but if you give me like a couple of years, I promise you I'll take care of you.
no, that's the thing.
It has to
you
be
can
said
fall
by
in
the
love
time
with
like,
anybody.
no, not from what it sounds like with you. It's like
I feel like-
finance, you've said it's priority.
It's not a priority. It's a plus, because at the end of the day, I can take care of myself.
Like, can you date a broke guy?
I don't think I can. I don't think I can date a broke person,
Why? Explain.
because I feel like I work hard.
Mhm.
Why don't you work hard too and make the money?
Maybe
Like,
they're just in that space. They're trying to figure themselves out.
it's
and
not
stuff.
time to figure yourself out now. It's
Jeez.
time to work.
Mm-hmm.
Before we had the luxury of sitting down and maybe took a date.
Yeah.
We can share a meal, but the economy is different.
So you split bills, or he takes care of the bill?
My boyfriend always takes care of the bill.
You can't split the bill with him.
I wouldn't split the bill with him.
Have you ever
but
paid?
I would pay. Yes, I have paid.
Yeah.
And I have bought him stuff as well. Yeah.
Okay. So it's like a 50-50, but
It's
you
like
just
a 50-50,
see like you also
but
like
he does the most.
or the most.
Yeah.
But it makes you feel more comfortable
Yes.
or secure, like he
Yes.
can actually handle his own.
Yes, and let me tell you something. It reaches a point where your family, your parents,
Yeah.
are no longer there for you the way they used to be.
Yeah.
You know that easy money your dad
Yeah,
used to give
yeah,
you. "Hey,
like, hey, can need-"
No, it's not there anymore.
Gets to a point you're an adult.
Yes, you have to adult, and when you're adulting, you have to put yourself in a way that you'll be comfortable with yourself and with someone else. The reason why I'm saying I cannot date a broke nigga is because when he found me, I was not broke. So why should he bring brokenness to me? Nah, that's not right. I can't do that. Seriously,
When he found me, he didn't find me broke.
I wasn't broke.
And then he's bringing like
And
this.
you want to be broke? No.
Yeah.
No.
So even with potential, no. You'd rather get somebody when they're already there.
If you have the potential, I'm the type of person.
Would you give somebody a chance? If like you've seen like, okay, this guy maybe like in a year or two, he might be able to. But for the rest of the 2 years, like, if you go somewhere, you're taking care of the restaurant bill.
No.
You're buying him some pants,
No.
some Fashion Nova.
No. I would support
No?
you from a distance. I would support you. I would advise you. I would support you. I would give you the advice you need. I will be there for you. If you need me to promote something you want to sell and
Yeah.
you know that it's not gonna, and I know you don't
Yeah.
have the money to
Yeah.
pay me for the promotion and the marketing, I will promote it for you. You have another of those
Oh, Lord.
cake stuff on your list.
But can he still smash though?
No, he cannot. Never. God forbid. He can never smash.
Until he gets his finances right.
Until you get his shit together, because it's not just about finances, it's
Yeah.
about your whole life. When you meet somebody, you look at everything. It's not just, oh, this guy is cute, oh my gosh, I like him. Nah, it's
What
everything.
about good personality and the rest of the
Exactly.
things he doesn't have?
Nah. Am I gonna eat personality? Or when I'm putting my business plan on the table, is personality that's gonna fund it? No, I'm just asking. Is it personality? When we sit down like this and we go to Art Cafe, is it personality that's gonna pay our bill?
Of course not.
Exactly.
Oh Lord. But
So cut that
just interesting to know these different perceptions.
Don't
or
get me
perspectives.
wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that just because you don't
Just
have,
saying,
I
broke
wouldn't
niggas are
consider
supposed to
you.
have blue balls out here and not smash.
Yeah, they should work harder, because when you work hard, you will smash everybody you want.
But that's a good message you're giving out there. So guys, just work hard.
Just work harder so that you can
and
get
then
the girl.
smash as much as you want after you get the money, right?
You know what is attractive? A man that knows what he wants and is working hard towards it. I know that we have difficult. As an adult, I'm beginning to understand that we have difficulties. We've been. Life is not as easy as we thought it was when we were in uni or in high school.
Yeah.
Of course, you just don't get out and your job falls on you.
Yeah.
It's not. We are struggling. It's
And-
not the way we used to
And
think.
layoffs and stuff. Oh, okay.
Exactly.
Scenario. The boyfriend is set and everything. He's taking care of a lot. And we're talking about this bad economy. And he gets fired from his good job.
We're gonna be together. We're gonna work towards something.
Now you have to take care of him.
I have to take care of him because
Yeah.
I know where he was and
Yeah.
I know how far he came.
What if he
So
never
it was-
bounces back and it has to be now you
That's
to take care
gonna
of
be
him?
difficult, because if I'm your woman, you will bounce back.
Or you'll make sure he bounces
You will
back.
bounce back.
Really?
Yes, a woman is not. When we're talking about relationship, it's not just about sex.
Yeah. It's
Like
not.
I said,
it's
not.
not
just about sex.
What else is there in a relationship?
There's this. You have to build a friendship with the person you're dating. You know where the person is coming from. You have a relationship. I'm not talking about a sexual relationship. You have
Yeah,
a
yeah,
relationship
true.
with the person you are.
Gotcha.
So you know what is happening in his life. You know what's going on. Like every step of the way, he has put you in. Like for my boyfriend to have a job and then one day he tells me, baby, I've been laid off, and then I say, of course I would have already known that that was coming to happen, because like at my previous job we already saw signs of people, so it's not something that would be like, oh my gosh, it just happened, now what do I do? He doesn't have. When you are with somebody, even the finances are not just yours.
So you share like bank accounts and stuff, or like
That is when I'm talking about it. I mean, like, he would know if I'm down, and I would know if he's down. So when he's down, I am willing to bring him back up, because I know when I'm down, he will bring me back up. That's why I say that I cannot just date anyone that's saying that in 2 years I will be this and that. I need to see.
I promise. He says, I promise.
My promises will not feed me. I need to see that you are
I promise, give me 2 years.
You can see a hardworking person. You can tell.
So if he says that, let him at least smash and show effort.
There's no smashing. What is he smashing for? Did he come to smash? If that's the thing also with me. If your agenda was just to smash, you wouldn't even reach there. Because I would know from the beginning, and I would, I'm not, I don't like it.
Do you have like that 90-day rule, or how does it work with you?
It's actually funny because I actually made somebody wait for a month to date. Not even to smash.
To date or smash?
Not to smash.
To date.
Just to date. Like
30-day rule to date.
Just to date me. He waited for a whole month.
And then
I said no.
See?
Because I have my reasons.
Like waste his time 2019.
No.
Hashtag.
No. No, because I was I was telling him like, okay, this is how I am. We were getting to know each other. He was seeing the type of person I am. I was seeing the type of person you are. I said, okay, I like you, but where you are now is not where I want to be. So
you're still broke.
I never told him he was broke. I just said that I wasn't comfortable with where he was at the moment. So I was like, no, I've seen everything you've tried for me, but I still feel like it's not enough. So I'm sorry, but we can't go on. And you know what? It actually pushed him
to
work harder.
Really?
Yes. For example, he moved houses. The house he was staying in wasn't really that interesting for me. He moved.
Wow.
He started having bigger visions. Like, okay, by the end of this, I need to be in this particular place. If I want to go on holiday, I need to be comfortable enough to go on holiday. Right now, even, I'm not comfortable with using matatus or cabs. I even want to get a car. My rejection was a good thing for him because
so he upped his. He can't
his
carry
game.
you can't share like a safe border. You hug the safe border guy and then he hugs you at the back as you go somewhere.
God forbid, that's not the life my parents have brought me up to. Can you imagine your no offense, but your parents also judge you with the kind of person you bring
this
to them.
Someone you like, come on.
Like, and then
and then you can figure out what next. So I can't give you like a ride on like.
I'm going to meet my mother.
Yeah. So you're leaving.
Yeah, I'm leaving.
So you're going to text me.
Yeah, I will. Okay. Hi, my name is Martin. Nice to meet you.
This is my girlfriend.
Aww.
Yeah. But let's talk, right? Okay.
Bye.
I'll text you. Bye, Maureen.
Yeah.
She
So.
has a big.
She got a big booty.
Big
so
personality.
Big
No, stop sexualizing. I just said, look at her personality. Very bubbly.
It's really, really big.
Very
and it
nice.
Shakes while she walks.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. So, okay, back to our regular program, guys. If you're listening, we had like, a small...
A break.
Yeah, a small break. So where were we?
We were talking about pushing somebody.
Oh, yeah. So you
Like,
said you don't want somebody to take you like on a safe border date and stuff. 'Cause
No. Yeah, that's not where you found me. You found me being comfortable
I'm
enough.
giving you something different. You see,
Nah.
like, what?
I don't want you to
have
give
you ever
me
gone on
something
a
funny.
date like on a safe border? You in the middle, and then the guy grabs both you and the rider, the two of you. So just for security.
And then my mom should see me passing.
Yeah.
My mom is sitting
That's
in
how
her,
that's how we drop you
in
home.
her
What do you mean?
comfortable car.
Listen,
And
that's
me,
how-
I'm being dropped
wait.
home by
Wait,
After
that's how.
my mom has taken
Listen,
me.
that's how he drop you home after smashing. First of all.
Ha! God forbid, not me. Can never be me. I'm sorry. My boyfriend is gonna make sure that my Uber has picked me,
Yeah.
dropped me to where I need to be,
Mm-hmm.
taken care of me. Sometimes I would just be like in anywhere I am, and then I just see like, oh, a message from my boyfriend. What have you eaten today? Oh, babe, I've not yet had lunch. Okay, just
Uber Eats or something, or he comes through
he
with
either
a
delivers
buffet.
the food or he just sends me money
Oh wow.
to buy something to eat. And it's funny because
Yeah.
sometimes it's like, but babe, you have money, where did you get this money from? I'm like, you don't worry,
Yeah.
because he's gonna send me, let's say, 2,000 for lunch.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, tender to chicken in and buy a two pizza. That's 300 shillings or something, and takula
and-
and tashiba.
Yeah.
And I will keep
The rest.
I will keep the rest, and
Mm.
I will have Uber money to go meet him tomorrow. He won't need to send me.
Yeah, money the next
again.
day, right?
And guess what?
Yeah.
While we're home, and maybe I know like today he's not free with the money, or he doesn't have as much as he will have,
Yeah.
I would just order something and food will come, and he'll be like, but babe, where did you get the money from? But think about it, it's the money he sent me the previous day.
Yeah.
So somebody will be like, oh, but you give her everything, you always take care of her and everything.
Yeah.
But it's like, yo, my girlfriend also holds it down for me, but he doesn't know that I'm holding it down with the money that it's been given. Because why eat lunch for 2,000 when I can eat a comfortable lunch for 250, and I have more money to
do
transport
like-
myself,
Yeah.
to bring myself back. I can even, I can do grocery shopping with 1,500. I'm gonna have
True.
my wiki, my eggs. like
All that healthy stuff
Him, he
that you
wouldn't
actually
think of
do
that.
for. Yeah.
he wouldn't think of that. Him would just think of sour. Let's order. I don't know what. Let's just order some.
Do you cook for him?
Yes, I do.
You do. You whip up a good meal and everything.
Yes, I do.
Okay, that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
At least there's one thing you're doing right in the relationship.
What? I'm sure if he was there, he would say there are more things.
No. I'm playing.
Like, yeah.
Oh,
but
like what?
no, he knows.
Okay, Miss Fitness Model. I can only imagine.
60.
Okay, I think we've really exhausted the relationship part, but that's interesting because a lot of people do look at things differently.
Yeah.
And if this is what makes you happy, you should be entitled to what makes you happy.
Definitely.
Other people have other different priorities and how they are comfortable with their dating life. Hey.
Definitely.
And so, safe Buddha, guys.
Safe Buddha,
Stay
guys.
strong,
Stay strong, but
stay strong.
This girl ain't for you. I can't. Stay Buddha.
Okay, yeah.
Never.
Okay, hold on. And then let's go to now just as we are winding up.
Yeah.
Let's talk about just where your projection is right now, because what's the way forward? What's next for you? What are you trying to do right now as if all the other bits and pieces come together?
Okay. Number one in my priority list is to do my masters.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do my masters because I have a lot of free time. I realize, and I don't want to sit down at home and just waste that time, because I realize I'm the type of person, if I have too much free time, it doesn't end well. I start doing things that I shouldn't be doing. I'm not home. I'm just not there.
You lose
And
direction in what
I
you're trying
lose
to
direction.
achieve. Uh-huh.
So I'm gonna do my masters. That is one of top priorities. And then I want to start approaching brands to work with me, because now where I am, it's not just for fun anymore. Now it's let's make the money.
Yeah, you can monetize it now properly
Now
because
I am
you're
ready.
putting work into.
Exactly. So I'm ready to approach brands and tell them, hey, this is what I'm doing. Would you be comfortable with working with me? And this is what I'm offering, and this is what I would like from you. So that's that. And yeah, just be happy. I just want to be happy. I just want to be I just want to wake up in the morning and know, okay, after I finish this assignment, I have this, I need to deliver this to my client. Let me do work. I want to be busy.
Yeah,
I want to
just
be
stay
super
occupied and make that money as you're
Yeah.
busy.
busy. Yes, I want to be busy.
So now, because I know we've clocked 1 hour, so I
Mhm.
think we can summarize and save the rest for another podcast.
Yeah.
But what else would you like just to plug for people to look out for in what you do, where to find you, and all those things?
Okay, guys,
Mm-hmm.
follow me on Instagram. Follow my Instagram. It's at Cameroonian Princess.
Mm-hmm.
Cameroonian underscore princess with an E at the end underscore. So you need to follow me because I am releasing a lot of new content. Not just makeup. I'm gonna do more of styling. You're gonna see more of what I wear on a daily basis, what I like doing. I'm going deeper. You're gonna see more of my work, the shoots that I've done that I've gotten paid for. I'm no longer gonna be accepting free work. I cannot work for somebody. They make the money and I'm just there
You get
waiting for
exposure.
exposure. That's not no longer gonna work.
You pay your bills at cafe with exposure.
Exposure cannot pay my. I cannot eat exposure. When I sit down and nobody, even if they know me, oh, like that's Cameroonian princess. After I finish eating, exposure is not gonna pay my bill. So
Yeah.
let's look. We're looking forward to bigger things, more work, more content. I am trying to, as we're speaking now, I have a target.
Mhm.
By the end of today, I'm gonna be at least. I need to get my 5,000 followers.
What?
Yeah, by the end of today. And once I do that, I want to put in more
Yeah,
work.
you do want to.
I want to put in more work. I want to go for more of these events, the mixers. I want to meet more people. I want to tell them what I do. And yeah, that's basically it but follow me on Instagram, Cameroonian Princess. You're going to see me doing my thing.
Did you hear what just today morning, did you hear what the Instagram CEO said?
Yes, about the likes.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
I think it's really fucked up because some of us get our money from that. Because
Yeah.
when you approach your clients, they check.
Yeah, they want to see
They
the
check.
likes.
They want to see how many likes you get per post.
Mhm.
They want to see how your content is doing. But at the end of the day, I feel like when you are original, work is gonna come.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how many likes. You know what I noticed? And this is even one thing that I was confused. I was like, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
I'm noticing that a lot of people that are, they don't have that big following that I have. They don't have that much interaction. They're working with brands.
Yep.
Then that is because they are going to the brands and telling them, yo, this is what we can do. So
We can do this for you. And
it's all about your uniqueness.
Yeah.
It's all about your likes. Let's forget about likes. And especially because me, when I'm talking about content creating, content is not just pictures. Content is videos as well.
Yeah.
So I'm going to focus on that. If Instagram, because already Instagram is messing up with our algorithms.
Yeah.
It is already really
crazy.
really bad.
It's crazy. It's horrible.
So we
you
just have
post,
to
nobody's
know
seeing your posts.
No one. Sometimes I'm like,
What's happening?
within 10 minutes, I'm only seeing
Yeah,
2 likes. I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
what's going on?
Yeah, it's horrible.
So
right
Instagram
now.
is not playing with us, and we just have to give it that push because at the end of the day, Instagram is a platform that has allowed us creatives to market ourselves.
Yeah.
So I guess they're giving and they're taking. So we just have to put in more work. Yeah.
Nice. So now people, you know where to find us. You
Yeah.
say the plugs and everything. Well, one last question.
Yeah.
What's the one thing that you're looking for right now? And if you got it, it would give you fulfillment, happiness, or just better direction in life?
Guys, a job. A job in the anything immigration work, anything refugee work, anything resettlement work, anything orphanage, anything that's uplifting. And even if it's a small NGO that's just starting, even if they want to send me to Dadaab and work there for 6 months and not see my
You're
family,
okay with it?
I am okay with. I need a job that's because like I said, when you're adulting, things begin to be a little bit harder, and I want to stand on my 2 feet because even with that job, I'll be able to finance my hobby. I'll be able to buy, like I told you before we started, I told you I didn't have a, what is it called? I didn't have a camera.
Yeah. Oh,
So
yeah.
now with a job, I'll be able to save enough so I can
Buy
buy
a
my
good camera.
a good camera, so that even me, I want my content to be fire. I don't want. Imagine in 2019, I want to start telling people I'm still shooting with my phone. Doesn't make sense. It doesn't. So yeah, a girl needs a job. Yeah.
Oh Lord, hey, you're a handful. I'm telling you.
I just like to speak my truth.
Okay, yeah. So I think we can wrap it up from there. Oh, one more question, which you didn't answer.
Which one?
What's the rule? Is it a 90-day rule before somebody smashes, or is it what's
There's
your
no
rule?
such thing as 90-day rule. Sometimes you even see a guy that you just like
And you smash.
There's no 90-day rule. I don't believe in that one.
Okay.
I don't believe.
So it just
in that.
depends on how you connect with someone,
Yeah,
right?
I don't believe in the 90-day rule at all.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting. So I think from there, people, you can just make sure you find the audio, video, go to Apple Podcast, Spotify, Castbox, Podbean, all the audio platforms that I've mentioned. You can find the full episodes there. You'll see snippets on Instagram,
Yeah.
YouTube, and Facebook. And full episodes, there's a playlist, so make sure you click on the playlist. Like the videos, share if you see anything interesting,
Yeah.
and reach out to any of the guests that you find interesting as well,
Thank
especially
you.
like her. She's already told you what she likes and what she doesn't like.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Straight to the point.
straight to the point. So, guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.
Thank you
and
for
thanks for
having
coming through. You're welcome.
Alrighty.
Guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. It's the Kiskapage podcast. Goodbye.
Bye. That was amazing.
Was
we have
nice.
to do another one.
We will.